If you're having symptoms of low energy, anxiety, and bloating, this could be either your gut or your hormones or a combination of both. The only way to really figure out what is happening inside of your body is to do some more in-depth testing of your hormones as well as of what is happening in your gut. The best way for us to get an accurate picture of what is happening with your hormones is to do either a urine test or a salivary test. My choice is something called the Dutch test, which is a urinary test that looks at your entire spectrum of hormones and tells us exactly how your body is processing those hormones and also the level of those hormones. The other test that I recommend often for my patients is a stool test called a GI map test, which basically maps out your entire microbiome, the good bacteria, the bad bacteria, markers of inflammation. So if you're struggling with symptoms that seem to be both related to your hormones and to your gut, there are tests out there that we can do to try to figure out what those imbalances might be and how everything fits together. Our body is very complicated, and we actually have a set of bacteria in our gut called the estrobolome, which controls our conversion of estrogen as well as other hormones in the gut. And so you can see how the two are so interconnected. And if you really don't understand what your hormone levels are and don't understand what's happening in your gut, it's hard to really understand what the cause of your symptoms is. So the goal of these two tests is to kind of piece your symptoms together and to try to figure out what is happening inside of your body. Once we have the results from these two tests, one being a urine test for your hormones and the other being a stool test to figure out what is going in your gut, we are able to kind of put both of those results together and give you a very detailed understanding of what is happening inside of your body. One of the things I tell my patients quite often is when you first go to see a primary care doctor, they may order about 40 lab tests on you, 40 different variables. When I practice functional medicine, I order 600 different variables when you first come in to see me. So as you can see, there's a huge difference in the amount of information that I use to try to figure out what is happening inside of your body, but also the type of testing that we do. So if you're struggling in trying to understand whether it's your hormones or it's your gut, the best thing to do is, number one, do more in-depth testing, to sit down with a provider to try to figure out what those abnormalities are, and then to take the next steps to complete a treatment to treat those abnormalities. And that really is the best way of going about symptoms that are similar to both hormones and to gut symptoms.